The PlayStation 1 era was a golden age for RPGs, with iconic titles like Final Fantasy VII and Chrono Cross capturing the hearts of gamers worldwide. However, beneath the surface of these well-known classics lies a treasure trove of underrated gems that often go overlooked. These hidden masterpieces offer stunning visuals, beautiful worlds, and intricate storytelling that rival their more famous counterparts. In this episode, we'll go into the top 30 underrated, gorgeous, and massive RPGs for the PlayStation 1, uncovering the brilliance and beauty that make them deserving of your attention and admiration. Suikoden. We're starting strong with Suikoden, which is a classic RPG series that takes players on a journey through political intrigue, corruption, and revolution. Created by Yoshitaka Murayama, the games draw inspiration from the Chinese novel Water Margin, also known as Suikoden in Japanese. Each game in the series revolves around mystical crystals known as true runes, and the 108 Stars of Destiny, a group of protagonists who are loosely based on characters from the original novel. The gameplay here centers on assembling a team of up to 6 characters to battle against various enemies. The games are best known for the recruitment mechanic, where players must gather the 108 Stars of Destiny to build their forces. These characters can then be used in the game's turn-based battles. There are 3 main types of battles: basic battles, where the player's 6-person team fights against enemies; one-on-one duels, which involves a single character fighting in a turn-based duel; and strategic war battles, which are large-scale turn-based battles between armies. One of the key elements that makes Suikoden stand out on the PlayStation 1 is its super cool storytelling. Also, gathering the 108 Stars of Destiny isn't just a gameplay mechanic, it's a core part of the story that gives a strong sense of strategy and excitement. Vandal Hearts is a turn-based tactical RPG by Konami which takes you to the war-torn land of Sostogaria. The descendants of Toro were the Messiah ruled through the holy Ashar dynasty until Aris the Sage led a rebellion, establishing the Republic of Eternia. The new government, however, is plagued by corruption. You follow Ash Lambert and his allies as they uncover a conspiracy involving General Magnus Dunbar and a powerful magical stone. As the plot unfolds, Ash's team faces battles against corrupt forces and a rising Emperor Hell. The journey culminates in fierce confrontations and the eventual fall of the Empire's leaders. Ash and his party members then pursue their own paths, contributing to the rebuilding of Eternia. Gameplay here is conducted from an isometric perspective on grid-based maps, with battles occurring on various terrains. Characters can move freely within their turn allowance, and the player's entire team moves before the AI takes its turn. Victory conditions vary, including defeating all enemies, targeting specific enemies, or rescuing characters. The game features 7 character classes: Swordsman, Armor, Archer, Hawk Knight, Monk, Mage, and Cleric, each with unique strengths and weaknesses, creating a dynamic and strategic combat system. The game's turn-based battles are not just about brute force. They require careful planning and positioning. The varied terrains and the necessity to consider each character's strengths and weaknesses adds layers of complexity that keep players engaged. All in all, it speaks the story of political intrigue, rebellion, and personal growth, which resonates with players who appreciate a well-crafted tale. Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross is a captivating RPG developed by Square for the PlayStation. The game follows Serge, a teenager who stumbles upon an alternate reality where he died as a child. This revelation sets him on a quest to uncover the truth behind the divergence of the two worlds. Alongside Serge is Kid, a lively thief with her own motives, and a diverse cast of characters from the tropical archipelago of El Nido. Their journey is fraught with challenges, including the pursuit of the enigmatic Frozen Flame and confrontations with the villainous Lynx, who seeks to use Serge for his own dark plans. The gameplay in Chrono Cross is exploration and turn-based battles. Players navigate through vibrant villages, treacherous dungeons, and lush outdoor areas. Unlike many RPGs of its time, Chrono Cross eschews random encounters in favor of visible enemies that can be avoided or confronted. The battle system is enriched by the element system, where magic and abilities are managed through a customizable grid, and the innovative stamina bar, which adds a strategic layer to combat. The game also features a unique parallel dimension mechanic, requiring players to travel between worlds to solve puzzles and advance the story. Chrono Cross might not have reached the legendary status of some other RPGs, but it's beloved by many for its unique and engaging elements. The story's complexity, combined with a rich cast of characters, each with their own backstories and motivations, keeps players deeply invested in the journey. The Legend of Dragoon. The Legend of Dragoon is another classic RPG from Japan Studio that transports players to the fantasy world of endiness. The game centers around Da, a determined warrior on a quest to stop the world's destruction. Along the way, he assembles a team of warriors, including his childhood friend Shana and the mysterious Rose. As they journey through the pre-rendered linear environments, players engage in turn-based combat and real-time commands. One of the game's unique mechanics is the addition system, a quick time event during attacks where players must press a button at the right moment to chain attacks and maximize damage. In combat, players control a party of 3 characters, choosing from actions like attacking, guarding, using items, or running away. The addition mechanic adds engagement, requiring precise timing to execute extended attack combos. As the story progresses, characters gain the ability to transform into dragoons, powerful warriors with enhanced abilities and magical attacks. This transformation is fueled by spirit points collected during battle, and the combination of turn-based strategy, real-time inputs, and the dragoon transformation system creates a dynamic and beautiful combat experience. The game's richly detailed world of endiness, coupled with its engaging storyline, pulls players into a high-stakes adventure filled with memorable characters and epic battles. Visually, The Legend of Dragoon was ahead of its time, with impressive CGI cutscenes and detailed pre-rendered backgrounds that brought the world of endiness to life. The game's soundtrack also stands out, enhancing the emotional impact of key scenes and battles. JadeCon. Story of the Tamamayu. JadeCon. Story of the Tamamayu is an intriguing RPG that merges role-playing with virtual pet management. Developed exclusively for PlayStation by Genki, the game takes players in a world overrun by dense forests and bizarre bug-like creatures known as minions, not to be confused with Gru's henchmen, of course. You step into the shoes of Levant, a young cocoon master from the village of Cyrus, whose duty is to capture and purify these minions. Once captured, minions can fight for Levant, be spun into silk for currency, or fused with other minions to create more powerful hybrids. This fusion system allows for a high degree of customization, as fused minions inherit physical traits and elemental attacks from their parent creatures. Levant's journey takes him through 4 distinct forests: beetle, dragonfly, spider, and moth, each filled with unique minions and challenges. The game employs a strategic element system where elements, wind, earth, water, and fire, interact in a rock-paper-scissors manner. After completing the main story, players can explore the Eternal Corridor, an infinite area with procedurally generated rooms and tougher enemies, offering endless gameplay possibilities and additional rewards. The collaboration with Katsuya Kondo, known for his work with Studio Ghibli, shines through in the game's beautiful character designs and detailed pre-rendered backgrounds. These visuals, combined with the game's atmospheric soundtrack, create a rich and beautiful world that captivates players. The story of Levant's quest to save his village from a demonic curse is compelling, filled with interesting characters and unexpected twists. The additional challenge of the Eternal Corridor provides replay value, keeping players engaged long after the main story is completed. Wild Arms 2. Wild Arms 2, the second installment in the Wild Arms series, takes you to the world of Filgaia, where an international anti-terrorist group called ARMS is forced to combat the terrorist organization, Odessa. The story kicks off with Ashley Winchester, a young gunfighter who's recruited alongside Lilka Eleniak, a teenage sorceress, and Brad Evans, a former war hero. Together, they join forces to thwart Odessa's plans to conquer the world. The gameplay in Wild Arms 2 combines classic RPG elements with some twists. You navigate through various environments, from lush forests to arid deserts, solving puzzles and battling enemies. The game's presented in an isometric view, with characters depicted as 2D sprites against 3D backgrounds. Battles are turn-based, with characters and enemies acting according to their response rate, determining who moves first. Each character has distinct abilities. Ashley and Brad use powerful firearms, while Lilka casts spells. The game also features a tools system, where each character has unique items that help solve puzzles and traverse difficult areas. For instance, Brad can use kick boots to move large objects, and Lilka uses her rods to light torches or activate switches. One of the standout aspects is its rich and diverse world. Filgaia is a blend of fantasy, steampunk, and sci-fi elements, creating a unique setting that keeps players intrigued. The story is layered with themes of heroism, sacrifice, and the struggle between freedom and oppression, making it more than just a standard save-the-world narrative. The game's tool systems adds a refreshing layer of strategy and puzzle solving to the RPG formula. Each character's tools are not just for show, they're essential for progressing through the game and discovering hidden secrets. This mechanic encourages exploration and thoughtful interaction with the game world. Legend of Legaia. Legend of Legaia takes you to a fantasy world where humans coexist with magical creatures called Seru. These Seru grant humans supernatural abilities, but a mysterious mist corrupts them, leading to the collapse of civilization. You play as Van, a young man from the village of Rim Elm. which is protected from the mist by a large wall. However, when a massive Seru named Juggernaut destroys the wall, Barn discovers a rare intelligent Seru called a Ra Seru named Meta. This Ra Seru can merge with humans and help combat the corrupted Seru. Barn's journey involves awakening the power of Genesis trees to clear the mist and restore peace. Along the way, he teams up with Noah, a wild girl raised by a Ra Seru, and Gala, a monk who joins the mission after bonding with his own Ra Seru. Together, they travel across continents, destroy mist generators, and face various enemies, including the Prince Court, who's revealed to be Noah's brother. The adventure culminates in a battle against the fused form of Court and Juggernaut, aiming to save their world from destruction. Gameplay in Legend of Legaia is unique, featuring a turn-based combat system where players input sequences of directional strikes to perform attacks. Certain combinations trigger special moves called arts, which add a strategic layer to battles. Regular attacks restore action points, AP, while arts consume them. Characters can also summon Seru using magic points, and use the Spirit Command to bolster defenses and extend attack sequences in the next turn. The story, while centered around familiar themes of good versus evil, is enriched by its well-developed characters and the intriguing concept of Ra Seru. The fantasy setting, complete with mystical creatures and ancient trees that hold the power to cleanse the land, creates a beautiful environment that draws players in. The art design and atmospheric soundtrack further enhance the experience, making the world of Legaia feel alive and vibrant. Legend of Legaia also stands out for its balance of difficulty and accessibility. The challenge of mastering the combat system and strategizing in battles keeps veteran RPG players engaged, while the story and character interactions ensure that even newcomers can enjoy the game. Ark the Lad. Ark the Lad is tactical role-playing game series that kicks off with Ark, a young hero from the small town of Tuville. In the first game, Ark sets out to discover what happened to his missing father and soon finds himself embroiled in a quest to prevent the world's destruction. Along the way, he gathers a group of allies: Hukuru, Hoko, Gogan, Tosh, Chongara, and Aiga. This ensemble cast faces off against various monsters and a nefarious empire threatening global peace. Battles are conducted on a grid-based system where positioning and tactics are crucial. Players control their characters' movements and actions, leveraging each character's unique abilities to overcome enemies. Outside of battle, players explore towns, interact with NPCs, and progress through the story. The game's orchestral soundtrack, a first for its time, adds an epic feel to the unfolding adventure. Ark the Lad stands out on the PlayStation 1 for several reasons, making it a beloved, if underrated, RPG. Firstly, its tactical battle system requires strategic thinking, offering more depth than many contemporaneous RPGs. The series' storytelling is another strong point. Ark's journey from a small-town boy to a world-saving hero is compelling, enriched by the diverse cast of characters he meets. Each ally has a backstory and a unique personality, which makes the narrative more engaging and helps players become invested in their fates. The continuity of characters and plot lines across multiple games in the series also creates a cohesive and beautiful world. Brave Fencer Musashi. Brave Fencer Musashi drops you into the shoes of Musashi, a young swordsman summoned to the parallel world of Alundra to defend it from the menacing Thirst Quencher Empire. Armed with the Blade Fusion, Musashi's mission is to retrieve the legendary sword Lumina and unlock its full power by finding the 5 scrolls. These scrolls imbue Lumina with elemental abilities, crucial for defeating the Empire and rescuing the kidnapped Princess Philae and other residents of Alundra. Gameplay is action-packed, with real-time sword combat in a 3D environment. Musashi wields 2 swords: Fusion, a katana for quick combo attacks and absorbing enemy skills, and Lumina, a powerful double-edged sword that gains elemental powers from the scrolls. The game also features a day-night cycle that influences the behavior of townsfolk and enemies, as well as Musashi's fatigue level, which players must manage to keep him effective in combat. The adventure is peppered with puzzles, minigames, and interactions with a variety of quirky characters. Brave Fencer Musashi might not be as well known as some of its contemporaries, but it's garnered a dedicated fanbase thanks to its unique blend of action and RPG elements. One of the game's standout features is its engaging combat system, which combines fast-paced swordplay with strategic use of absorbed enemy skills and elemental powers. This makes each battle dynamic and keeps players on their toes. The game's world is another highlight. Alundra brought to life by vibrant graphics and a whimsical art style, complemented by a soundtrack that fits perfectly with the adventurous tone. The characters, from the heroic Musashi to the eccentric townsfolk, are memorable and add a lot of charm to the game. Thousand Arms. Thousand Arms is set in a vibrant steampunk world where the Dark Acolytes, a sinister organization of cyborgs and robots seek the legendary sacred flames to sow chaos. You play as Mice Triumph, a young spirit blacksmith with a penchant for wooing women, who's tasked with finding these flames before the dark acolytes. The twist? To enhance his weapons, Mice needs the help of women, and he must increase his intimacy level with them by going on dates. The game combines turn-based combat with dating sim elements. In battles, only the lead character can physically attack, while the other two provide support through taunts and item use. This unique setup requires strategic character rotation to keep the front line fresh. Outside combat, the dating simulation allows Mice to interact with various women, raising their intimacy levels to forge stronger, magic-infused weapons. This system integrates dialogue choices and gifts to win the affection of the female characters. Thousand Arms stands out for its seamless blend of RPG mechanics and dating sim elements. The dating aspect isn't just a gimmick, it directly impacts gameplay by enhancing your weapons, making it a core part of the experience. The quirky dialogue and humorous interactions during dates add charm and personality to the game, setting it apart from more traditional RPGs. The characters, from the flirtatious Mice to his diverse group of allies, are memorable and well-developed, providing a rich narrative experience. Threads of Fate. Threads of Fate, developed by Square for the PlayStation, is an action RPG that offers a unique dual protagonist experience. Released in Japan in 1999 and North America in 2000, the game lets you choose between two main characters, each with their own storyline. You start the game by selecting either Rue, an amnesiac searching for an ancient relic to revive a deceased friend, or Mint, a banished princess with ambitions of world domination. The adventures centered around the hub town of Corona, with various connected dungeons unlocking as the story progresses. The gameplay is action-packed with real-time combat that emphasizes quick reflexes. Rue can transform into monsters by collecting special coins, gaining the powers to overcome obstacles and enemies. Mint, on the other hand, wields dual rings that can be used for melee and ranged attacks, and she can combine spells with elemental magic to create devastating effects. Exploration is a significant aspect, featuring minor platforming elements and fixed camera angles that can be adjusted in some areas. The game does away with traditional experience points. Instead, your health and magic points increase based on their usage in combat. Defeating enemies yields items and coins, which can be sold in Corona for in-game currency. The town itself serves as a hub for saving your progress, buying items, and even making donations at the chapel to influence game elements. All environments and characters are rendered in 3D, which was quite a feat back then, and there's a distinct charm to the vibrant, colourful graphics that breathe life into the world of Corona and its surrounding dungeons. Parasite Eve. Parasite Eve is a hidden gem from 1998 by Squaresoft, merging RPG elements with its gripping horror story. Set in New York City, you play as Aya Bray, a cop trying to stop a woman named Eve from wiping out humanity through spontaneous human combustion. The game spans 6 intense days in 1997, taking you through various NYC landmarks. The gameplay gives us both exploration and pausable real-time combat. You explore Aya through different areas, encountering enemies that you battle using an active time bar system. You can move Aya around to dodge attacks, and when it's your turn, you can attack, use items, or employ parasite energy for special abilities. The strategy comes in customizing your weapons and armor and managing your abilities and resources. The PS1's capabilities shine here, with detailed environments and smooth combat mechanics that were ahead of the time. The game's eerie atmosphere, thanks to Yoko Shimomura's haunting soundtrack, adds to its charm. Despite being linear, the game's rich narrative and innovative combat keep you hooked. Plus, it was Squaresoft's first M-rated game, marking a bold move into more mature content. For fans of RPGs and horror, Parasite Eve is a must-play that showcases the PS1's versatility and Squaresoft's creativity during its experimental phase. Alundra. Alundra, released in 1997 for the PlayStation, is an action-adventure game developed by Matrix Software. You play as Alundra, a young man with the unique ability to enter people's dreams. After being shipwrecked near the village of Enoa, he discovers that the villagers are plagued by deadly nightmares. Using his dream-walking powers, Alundra sets out to help the villagers and uncover the dark secrets causing their torment. The game combines exploration, puzzle-solving, and real-time combat. You navigate the island and its various dungeons from a top-down perspective, dealing with challenging puzzles, platforming elements, and a range of terrains. The dream-walking mechanic is a standout feature, allowing Alundra to enter different characters' dreams, each uniquely tailored to the dreamer's personality and fears. As you progress, the story delves into mature themes like death, depression, fate, and the nature of existence. The story becomes increasingly dark and complex, with well-developed characters and a gripping plot. Alundra's journey is filled with twists and turns, culminating in a showdown with the demon Melzas, who's been masquerading as a god to deceive and manipulate the villagers. Alongside another dreamwalker, Maya, Alundra fights to save the village and ultimately destroy destroy Melzas. The game's visuals are impressive, with a richly detailed world that invites exploration. From the vibrant village of Inoa to the eerie dreamscapes, every area is meticulously crafted, enhancing the sense of immersion. The puzzle-solving elements are both challenging and rewarding, requiring logic and skill. Each dungeon presents unique obstacles that keep you on your toes, and the satisfaction of solving these puzzles is immense. Kudelka is a fascinating RPG set in the eerie and haunted Nemerton Monastery in Wales. Developed by Sacnoth and released for the PlayStation in 1999, the game takes you in a dark and twisted narrative filled with supernatural elements and horror. You control Kudelka Ayasan, a Romani psychic, as she explores the mansion with adventurer Edward Plunkett and Bishop James O'Flaherty, uncovering the secrets of Nemerton's dark past and confronting its monstrous inhabitants. The gameplay of Kudelka is a blend of exploration, puzzle-solving, and turn-based battles. The exploration feels similar to early Resident Evil games, with pre-rendered backgrounds and fixed camera angles. You guide Kudelka through the mansion, searching for items, solving puzzles, and battling monsters that appear randomly. The combat takes place on a grid-based system where you strategically move characters and perform actions, such as physical and magical attacks, healing, and status effects. Each character can equip various weapons, which have limited durability and can break after repeated use. Winning battles rewards you with experience points and ability points to enhance your character's stats and abilities. The game also features an inventory management system with limited item slots, adding strategy to resource management. The game's visual style is hauntingly beautiful, with detailed pre-rendered backgrounds that create a beautiful and eerie atmosphere. The Nemerton Monastery is a character in itself, with its dark corridors, creepy rooms, and chilling ambience drawing you deeper into its mysteries. Tactics Ogre, Let Us Cling Together. Tactics Ogre, Let Us Cling Together was developed by Quest Corporation and released in the mid-90s. It's a tactical role-playing game that plunges players into the war-torn kingdom of Valeria. You step into the shoes of Denim Powell, a young soldier entangled in the ethnic and political conflicts of his homeland. The story is rich with personal and political drama, drawing inspiration from real-world conflicts, making for a gripping narrative. The gameplay is all about strategic turn-based battles on grid-based maps. Players navigate between nodes on a world map, triggering story events and battles. Each move on the map represents a day in the game, affecting weather conditions. Before battles, you can equip your units with various weapons, armor, and items. Combat involves moving units across a grid, utilizing their unique class abilities and positioning to outmaneuver and defeat enemies. The branching story paths, determined by your choices, make for a game that feels personal and impactful, with multiple endings to discover based on your decisions. The music, composed by Hitoshi Sakimoto and Masaharu Iwata, perfectly complements the game's tone, creating a beautiful atmosphere that pulls you into the world of Valeria.
All of the new wise men are starting to disappear, and there have been rumors of Imperial Wizardry warship sightings. Without the new wise men,
The Tirring Saga. The Tirring Saga, developed by Shade and released for the PlayStation, is an action RPG that takes you on an epic journey in a world on the brink of destruction. The game's set in a time where floating continents are all that remain of the world, and you play as Aeon, a young warrior tasked with saving these lands from sinking into the ocean. You explore various continents, interacting with characters and uncovering secrets. When confronted by enemies, the camera shifts to a 45-degree angle, and you engage in one-on-one battles using a variety of weapons and spells. The real-time combat system is dynamic, requiring quick reflexes and strategic use of your arsenal, which includes swords, daggers, axes, and magic. The plot kicks off with Aeon meeting the spirit of a wise man, who asks him to find and assist his daughter, Arcia. Together, they embark on a quest to use mystical orbs in the Lifting Verse to raise the continents back to safety. The story unfolds through exploration and anime-style cutscenes, adding depth and emotional weight to your adventure. As one of the first fully polygonal RPGs, it offers a unique visual style, blending 3D environments with anime-inspired cutscenes by production IG. This combination creates a beautiful world that feels both grand and intimate. The real-time combat system sets it apart from other RPGs of its time, offering intense, fast-paced battles that keep you on your toes.
Who's that?
Unrurui, tiai muku, yayo foidi, anrupu mugutun.
Tales of Eternia. Tales of Eternia is a classic action RPG that takes you on an epic journey through the worlds of Inferia and Celestia. You play as Reed Herschel, a young hunter whose life is turned upside down when he encounters Meredy, a mysterious girl who speaks an unknown language. Along with his friends Farah and Keel, Reed embarks on a quest to prevent the catastrophic Grand Fall, a cataclysmic event that threatens to destroy both their worlds. The gameplay is quintessential Tales series, featuring the linear motion battle system. This hybrid fighting system combines elements of traditional traditional RPGs with fighting game mechanics, allowing for real-time combat that's both strategic and action-packed. You control one character directly while issuing commands to your AI-controlled allies, creating a dynamic and engaging battle experience. Outside of combat, you'll explore a richly detailed world map, interact with NPCs in various towns, and solve puzzles to progress the story. The game also introduces a cooking system, where you can learn recipes to create healing and status-boosting dishes. Each location is beautifully crafted, from bustling towns to serene landscapes. The ability to control one character while strategically directing your allies adds depth to the battles, making each encounter feel fresh and exciting. The story is rich with character development and emotional moments as you follow Reed and his friends on their quest to save their worlds from destruction. Legend of Mana. Legend of Mana, developed by Square for the PlayStation in 1999, is an action RPG set in the enchanting world of Fadil. The game follows an unnamed hero on a quest to restore the land by creating the world around them and completing various quests to revive the Tree of Mana. Unlike traditional RPGs, Legend of Mana offers a unique land-make system where players shape the game world by placing artifacts on a grid map, generating regions and quests in a non-linear fashion. Gameplay involves real-time battles that occur seamlessly in the environment where you encounter enemies. You control the main character, can be assisted by two companions, either AI-controlled or managed by a second player. The hero can wield a variety of weapons and use special techs, powerful attacks that require a charged meter. The game also features extensive character development, with attributes growing through experience points earned in battles. Players can explore, solve puzzles, and engage in numerous quests, each contributing to the overarching goal of restoring the Mana Tree. Legend of Mana is a hidden gem that delivers a stunning and expansive experience on the PlayStation 1. The game's vibrant, hand-drawn graphics are a visual feast, creating a colorful and enchanting world that feels alive with detail and charm. Each location is meticulously crafted, from lush forests to mystical dungeons, immersing players in the fantasy world of Fadil. The land-make system is a standout feature, allowing you to create and customize the game world in a way that feels both personal and expansive. This non-linear approach gives the game a unique replayability, as each playthrough can offer a different layout and set of challenges.
I saved this for you, infidel! I love this!
Luna 2. Luna 2, Eternal Blue Complete, continues the beloved Luna series. Set 1,000 years after the events of Luna Silver Star Story Complete, the game follows Hiro, a young explorer, and his dragon companion, Ruby. Their quiet life is disrupted when they meet Lucia, a mysterious girl from the distant Blue Star. Lucia's mission is to prevent the evil god Zophar from destroying the world of Luna. You control Hiro and a growing cast of characters, each with unique abilities and personalities. The game features traditional RPG elements like leveling up, equipping weapons and armor, and engaging in strategic battles. A notable feature is the extensive dialogue, even from minor characters, enriching the game world and story. Additionally, the game includes beautifully animated full-motion video cutscenes and a memorable soundtrack that enhances the overall experience. Once you complete the main storyline, an optional second adventure serves as an epilogue, offering more content and closure. The game's hand-animated cutscenes are a visual treat, bringing key story moments to life with stunning detail. The world of Luna is richly designed, from the vast deserts and ancient ruins to bustling towns and mystical forests, immersing you in a beautifully crafted fantasy realm. The characters are incredibly well developed, with personal quests that lead to growth and maturity. The romance between Hiro and Lucia is particularly compelling, and the dialogue is witty and engaging, making even the smallest interactions memorable. The combat system is straightforward yet strategic, ensuring that battles are challenging and rewarding. Azure Dreams. Azure Dreams is another roguelike RPG developed by Konami for the PlayStation, which immerses players in the adventure-filled town of Mons Bayer. You play as Ko, a young monster tamer who ventures into the perilous towers of monsters to uncover the fate of his missing father, Guy. Alongside his trusty familiar, Kyun, Ko battles various creatures, collects treasure, and gains experience as he climbs the tower's randomly generated floors. The gameplay is turn-based, with each move or action corresponding to a turn, making strategy key to surviving the tower's challenges. Ko starts at level 1 every time he enters the tower, but familiars hatched outside retain their levels, providing essential support. The game features a unique mechanic where you can capture monster eggs and hatch them into familiars, each with hidden spells and abilities. Strengthening equipment is vital, though hindered by traps like rust traps that degrade your gear. Exiting the tower can be done by sacrificing a familiar, using a wind crystal, or returning to town if Ko falls in battle, though this results in losing all equipment carried. Outside the tower, Ko can invest his riches into developing Mons Bayer, building facilities like a theatre, hospital, and casino, each unlocking new gameplay elements and potential love interests for Ko. This town-building aspect, coupled with relationship development, creates a rich and engaging RPG experience. The game's vibrant graphics bring the desert town of Monsbaya and the Tower of Monsters to life, creating a beautiful world that keeps you coming back for more. The hand-drawn character designs and colorful environments are charming and full of personality. The tower's random map generation ensures that no two explorations are the same, keeping the gameplay fresh and challenging. Dragon Seeds. Dragon Seeds, also known as Dragon Seeds Final Evolution form in Japan, is a unique RPG developed by Konami where you clone, train, and battle dragons. Set in the fictional Warm City, you start as a novice dragon tamer aiming to rise through the ranks of dragon battling. The game offers 5 basic dragon types and 2 secret types, each with distinct abilities and evolutions. Dragons are synthesized in a genetics lab using a combination of phrases that determine their attributes and elemental affinities, which include fire, aqua, and storm. The gameplay revolves around entering your dragon in one-on-one battles in a turn-based system that incorporates a rock-paper-scissors mechanic for elemental strengths and weaknesses. Battles require strategic positioning and timing as you command your dragon to move, attack, defend, or taunt. The ultimate goal is to become the best dragon sage by winning tournaments, earning money, and acquiring better equipment. The game also features a 2-player mode for dragon battles and allows for special dragon acquisitions through memory card save files from other PlayStation games. The game's graphics, while not the most advanced, have a certain charm, especially with the variety of dragon designs that evolve into more powerful and visually impressive forms. Each dragon's journey from a newly cloned hatchling to a battle-hardened champion is a rewarding process, filled with strategic decisions and unexpected challenges. Shops and tournaments operate on schedules, adding more sense of realism and immersion to your quest to become the top dragon sage. Guardians Crusade. Guardians Crusade is a charming RPG developed by Tamsoft and released for the PlayStation in 1998. You play as Knight, a young adventurer tasked with delivering a mysterious creature named Baby to the God's Tower. Alongside his fairy friend, Nahani, Knight embarks on a journey filled with unexpected twists and turns. The plot thickens as they encounter characters like Darkbeat, his cursed sister Ibki, and the sinister Carmine, who aim to resurrect the evil god Zaizan. The story culminates in a climactic battle at God's Tower, leading to Knight's rise as the legendary hero destined to save the world. The gameplay is classic turn-based RPG with a few innovative twists. Unlike many RPGs of its time, Guardians Crusade features non-random encounters, where enemies appear as ghosts on the overworld and in dungeons. Players can choose to engage or avoid these ghosts, with larger, more aggressive ghosts indicating stronger enemies. The game also boasts seamless transitions between the overworld, towns, and flight, enhancing the immersion. Additionally, players can collect and utilize living toys, mythical creatures that aid in battle. The seamless graphical transitions between different game environments are a technical marvel for its time, creating a cohesive and beautiful world. Whether you're exploring towns, traversing the overworld, or flying, the game maintains a consistent visual quality that draws you into its charming universe. Sayuki Journey West. Sayuki Journey West, developed by Koei, is a tactical RPG for the PlayStation that draws inspiration from the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West. The game follows the adventures of Sanzo, a Buddhist practitioner on a religious mission from China to India. Along the way, Sanzo encounters various companions who join in the quest. Players can choose to play Sanzo as either a male or female character. Sanzo doesn't transform into a monstrous form like the other characters, but instead has powerful summon spells that enhance the party's stats and allow for additional spell usage. Each character in the game has a native element that influences their spells and vulnerabilities. The gameplay involves tactical turn-based combat where strategic positioning and elemental strengths play crucial roles. Characters can transform into powerful monsters temporarily, adding an exciting dynamic to battles. Sayuki Journey West is certainly a hidden gem that provides a gorgeous and massive RPG experience on the PlayStation 1. The ability to transform characters into monstrous forms adds excitement, making battles both challenging and rewarding. The summon spells available to Sanzo enhance this further, allowing for versatile and powerful gameplay options. Beyond the Beyond. Beyond the Beyond, released for the PlayStation in 1995, takes you on an epic RPG adventure reminiscent of classic titles like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. Set in a world where peace between the beings of light and warlocks of the underworld is shattered, you step into the shoes of Finn, a young swordsman tasked with stopping the resurfacing evil. The game's story unfolds with Finn and his companions navigating through a series of challenges to restore harmony. Gameplay is rooted in traditional turn-based combat, enhanced by the unique active playing system. This feature allows players to time their buttons button presses to land more powerful attacks or defend more effectively, adding an interactive twist to the standard RPG mechanics. Exploration involves navigating through towns, dungeons, and the overworld, encountering random battles along the way. The game's difficulty is heightened by frequent enemy encounters and tough bosses, requiring preparation. The active playing mechanic keeps players on their toes, making each encounter more dynamic and rewarding. The extensive dungeons and frequent battles ensure that players are constantly engaged, providing a sense of progression and accomplishment as they overcome each challenge. The soundtrack by Motoi Sakuruba adds to the game's atmosphere, offering a score that complements the epic journey of Finn and his friends. While the game may have been criticized for its derivative elements and frequent battles, it offers a substantial adventure that's both nostalgic and satisfying for RPG enthusiasts. Star Ocean: The Second Story. Star Ocean: The Second Story is another captivating action RPG set in a rich science fantasy universe. The game centers on Claude C. Kenny, a young cadet from an Earth-based space organization who finds himself stranded on the medieval-level planet Expel. There, he meets Rena Lanford, a local girl who believes Claude is the prophesied hero of light. Together, they embark on a journey to stop the nefarious plans of an evil organization that threatens multiple worlds. The game allows players to choose between playing as Claude or Rena, with each choice shaping the plot differently. This choice influences character interactions and the story's outcome. The gameplay involves real-time battles on expansive battlefields where players can move freely and engage enemies. Up to 4 characters can participate in battle simultaneously, with the player controlling one character while the AI manages the others. The game also includes a private action system where players can influence character relationships through interactions in towns, impacting both gameplay and the game's ending, which boasts 86 possible variations. The ability to move freely on the battlefield and execute strategic attacks and maneuvers keeps the gameplay dynamic and fresh. The character designs and animations are detailed and vibrant, bringing the diverse cast of characters to life. The world of Expel and beyond is richly crafted, offering a sense of immersion that draws players into its intricate narrative and expansive setting. Tales of Destiny. Tales of Destiny introduces us to Stan, a young adventurer seeking fame and fortune who stows away on a flying ship called Draconis. During an attack on the ship, he discovers a sentient sword named Dimlos, one of the legendary Swordians from the ancient Aether Wars. Armed with Dimlos, Stan escapes the ship and embarks on an epic quest that leads him to meet other Swordian wielders and fight against an evil organization aiming to control a powerful relic known as the Eye of Atomoni. The gameplay features an enhanced version of the linear motion battle system, LMBS, which provides a fast-paced real-time combat experience on a 2D plane. Players can execute melee and ranged attacks, with spellcasting requiring chant time. The system rewards players for stringing together combos, making battles feel dynamic and engaging. Pre-battle options allow for strategic planning, such as assigning spells and special attacks to buttons and configuring AI behavior for controlled allies. The game also incorporates exploration through towns and dungeons, with a rich storyline that unfolds as players progress. The storyline, woven with themes of friendship, adventure, and the struggle between light and darkness, keeps players invested in Stan's journey. The character interactions and development, coupled with the discovery of ancient secrets and powerful relics, makes this a PlayStation 1 classic. Cartier: The World of Fate. Cartier: The World of Fate, developed by Atlas and released for the PlayStation in 1998, is a tactical RPG set in the world of Rebus. The game's divided into 2 intertwining storylines, each featuring a different protagonist, Toxa Classico and Lacrima Christi. The narrative follows their adventures as they confront the rebellious Aqueldo and the existential threat posed by the Forbidian Cartier, a magical card capable of creating and destroying existence itself. Gameplay in Cartier revolves around summoning and controlling phantoms using Cartier cards. Players must manage their Cartier supplies to cast spells, create weapons, and summon phantoms to aid in battles. The game features turn-based combat where players strategically maneuver their characters and phantoms across grid-based maps. Each chapter introduces new challenges, and players must carefully plan their moves as the death of a human party member results in restarting the chapter. The unique card system allows for combining Cartier to create more powerful spells and phantoms, adding depth to the tactical gameplay. Each protagonist's journey offers different perspectives and challenges, encouraging players to explore both storylines for a complete understanding of the overarching tale. The game's strategic depth is enhanced by the innovative Cartier system, where players must creatively combine cards to summon phantoms and cast powerful spells, adding elements of strategy and customization. Rhapsody, a musical adventure. Rhapsody, a musical adventure, tells the enchanting story of Cornet Espoir, a young girl with the ability to talk to puppets and play a magical horn. Cornet's journey kicks off when she sets out to rescue Prince Ferdinand, who's been turned to stone by the self-proclaimed most beautiful witch in the world, Marjorie. Alongside her puppet friend, Kururu, Cornet ventures through whimsical lands, encounters charming characters, and engages in light-hearted battles. The gameplay in Rhapsody is refreshingly unique for an RPG. While it features tactical turn-based battles, these are short and straightforward, often lasting less than a minute. Cornet herself focuses on support roles during battles. With the puppets doing most of the fighting, players can save at any time, a feature that adds to the game's accessibility. The standout feature, however, is the game's musical element. Instead of traditional FMV cutscenes, Rhapsody offers delightful musical numbers, complete with vocals, that adds a theatrical flair to the storytelling. Despite its simplicity, Rhapsody offers a massive world filled with not only engaging main story quests, but also hidden illustrations and charming side characters that add depth to the game's universe. The game's light-hearted tone, combined with its straightforward gameplay mechanics, makes it an underrated gem perfect for both younger audiences and those seeking a break from more intense RPGs. Tirring Saga. And lastly, we have Tirring Saga, Chronicles of the War Hero Utona. Developed by Turnanog, it's a tactical RPG that's often been compared to the Fire Emblem series, which isn't surprising given that its creator, Shuzukaga, originally developed Fire Emblem. Set on the island continent of Riberia, the game follows two protagonists, Runat and Holmes, each commanding their own armies. The story unfolds as these two characters embark on a mission to overthrow the malevolent Zoa Empire, which has plunged the land into chaos and darkness. Gameplay in Tirring Saga is strikingly familiar to fans of Fire Emblem. Players move their units across a grid-based map in a turn-based system, engaging in strategic battles against enemy factions. Runan's storyline is more linear, focusing on defeating the Empire's forces, while Holmes' path allows for more exploration, treasure hunting, and strengthening the army through various side missions. The ability to switch between the two protagonists at intersecting points is certainly interesting, making each playthrough a unique experience. The intertwining stories of Runan and Holmes provides a compelling story structure that keeps players invested in the characters' journeys and the fate of the island continent of Riberia. The PlayStation 1's library is rich with RPGs that push the boundaries of storytelling, gameplay, and visual artistry. While many of these games have remained in the shadows of their more popular peers, their impact and value are undeniable. From the strategic depths of Tactics Ogre to the whimsical charm of Legend of Mana, each of these 30 underrated titles offers a unique and unforgettable experience. Whether you're a seasoned RPG enthusiast or a newcomer to the genre, these hidden gems provide a journey worth embarking on, proving that sometimes the most precious adventures are found off the beaten path.